Ireland, 3 points.
I'm sorry, Ryan, was that Ireland you said?
This is Eurovision 365. I am Padraig, and you are very welcome wherever you're watching this from. And regardless of whether you are a new or returning viewer, thanks so much for stopping by. Now that we know all the 37 songs that will be performed in Malmo in May, in 3 weeks from now, as I record, it's now tradition for this channel to focus on the top 10 or so in the betting odds at least, and answer the question, can they win? Before I go on any further, to clarify, the top 10 odds I am basing this on is the one that EurovisionWorld.com has combined and compiled for us all. Word of caution, as always, my friends, as with any betting odds, they do fluctuate, but at the time of recording, this nation and song is among the top 10 favourites to win. I've already covered Sweden, Switzerland, the Netherlands, Belgium, and Greece. Make sure to check those out as well, but not before the next country under the spotlight. And that country is Ireland. Before I talk about the history of the nation at Eurovision, I need to just sit back for a moment and just acknowledge how fantastic it is that Ireland is featuring in the top 10 with the bookies at the moment. It's been a long time coming, hasn't it? The last time Ireland were so high in the bookies odds was when the talented Ryan O'Shaughnessy was fourth in the betting odds at Eurovision 2018 and even jumped to third at one point. As an Irish Eurovision fan, like most, I have become used to Ireland not being in the final, so it feels a bit surreal, I have to be honest, that people are talking about Ireland's chances in 2024 in a very positive light. Okay, reflection over, but there's more reflection as I look back now at the history of the nation. Making its debut in 1965, the tone of Butch Moore, the strapping and handsome chap who took to the stage in Italy, began what was a formulaic approach to the contest in the early days. A male ballad, usually mournful and presented suited and booted. To be fair to those earlier artists, the contest was a much more formal and sombre affair. Step forward, fellow Northern Irish performer Muriel Day, who strolled onto stage in Madrid at the 1969 contest to give a joyous and highly energetic performance of Wages of Love. The following year, just 6 years after the debut, another fellow Northerner, namely Donna, brought home the gold and began what would be a seismic career for the artist. After a few lowlights in the immediate aftermath of that success, Ireland once again came on top with the then Australian, now Irish citizen Johnny Logan, claiming Ireland's second win at the 1980 contest, and between then and the end of the 1990s, Ireland and winning became synonymous with Eurovision. Even Kerry Crowley couldn't believe it when Norway awarded Mark Roberts 3 points in 1997. That song still managed second place though at the end of the show. Malmo, where the contest is being held in 2024, usually means good things for Ireland, with another fellow Northerner, are you spotting a trend here from me? Linda Martin, who won in 1992, and another Northerner, I'm going to stop soon, fellow Tyrone man Ryan Dolan qualified for the final in 2013 and should have placed way higher, in my opinion. Yes, there were glory years for Ireland, but that was then. Fast forward to 2024, and it's fair to say it's been a bleak journey since the late 90s, with a few sprinkling of brightness thrown in the odd time. For the younger Irish fans, I really want them to experience the excitement of a contest being held in their own country, and I hope that moment isn't too far away. Last year, after a national final held as part of the Late Late Show, Wild Youth won ahead of fan favourite Connolly, and on the night of the national final, Wild Youth were, for me at least, the best option amongst the field. We all know what happened between the selection and the end of semi-final 1, and for the 5th year in a row, Ireland failed to qualify, with Wild Youth coming in 12th place. That doesn't sound awful, but when you look closely at the points, it was a bit of a disaster, where the foursome garnered just 10 points in the televote. 31-year-old Bambie Thug was born in County Cork in the same year that Mill Street in Cork hosted Eurovision 1993. Could this have a numerological significance? I wonder. Competing at a much improved national final, it has to be said, Bambie Thug was crowned. Literally, the slogan for Bomby was hashtag crown the witch, and the public across the island of Ireland answered the call, or made the call, and gave them top points, and so the witch was crowned, and is of course preparing to travel to Malmo. Bambie Thug is a very talented individual who seems to have an innate ability with musicality, having performed in school choirs from a young age, and has a natural artistic and somewhat theatrical flow, having also performed ballet. Bambie Thug describes their music as a Ouija pop, and some of their previous tracks, especially the likes of Last Summer, I Know What You Did, is a testament to the skills and abilities this performer has. Bambie Thug had been living in London, and I love that they have also on occasion been a party princess at events for disabled children. This defies the narrative that Bambie Thug is some kind of Satanist. Doomsday Blue is a song that, it's fair to say, has never before been sent by Ireland to the Eurovision. When I first listened to the track, I was like, is this actually an Irish finalist? Liken it to something that you'd be more likely to hear in a Finnish, German, or Baltic country national final. On first listen, it was definitely impactful and packed quite the punch. I love how the angry sounds make way for a gentle, almost fairy tale like jazz melody between the verse and chorus. Since being selected, Bomby has revealed there will be a bit of a musical enhancement to the song, with particular emphasis around the dancing parts. Is the song original? Well, that's an easy one to answer. It is 100% original, and as I say, we've never heard the likes of this from Ireland before, and there's nothing quite like Doomsday Blue on show this year either. Some compare Doomsday Blue with Veronica, but as Raven from Slovenia herself said, there is no real comparison. Even the Norwegian entry, which I have a high regard for, has also been compared at times to the Irish entry, but of course, it's nothing like it either. What's going for it? Well, the fact it's so innovative and original is a huge selling point, but the major selling point of this song is Bambie Thug. Bomby appears to take on a certain persona whilst on stage and is extremely captivating. Bomby is a great live performer, and on a stylish front, Bomby has become known for wearing daring outfits, and I think their styling on the big stage is going to be striking and will be remembered long after the final note of Doomsday Blue. Bomby is also incredibly theatrical when it comes to performing and looks incredibly comfortable on stage and becomes alive and comes alive. Bambie Thug has been creating lots of new followers after successfully performing at a few Eurovision pre-parties. Lots of big hitters such as Switzerland, Croatia, Netherlands, Lithuania, and Finland could easily cancel each other out, and a song like Doomsday Blue could easily push through that divide and win. In 2021, just a few weeks before they grabbed first place, Måneskin were 6th in the betting odds, so anything is possible, especially in such an open year like 2024, which 2021 Eurovision also was. And finally, there appears to be a building momentum in the Irish camp, and this is likely to continue as we get ever closer to the semi-final. So what's going against it? Well, some people describe Bambie Thug and their song as being polarizing, and the song is high concept, which some people may not get or appreciate on first listen. It could turn out to be a bit of a Marmite entry, which could mean it will either sink or swim come voting time. So speaking of votes, it's time to look at that. So do I think it is likely to do well with the jury? I would hope that a song that has such high artistry would gain the support of juries. At the Irish national final, the international jury had Bomby in 3rd place out of 6 performers. However, it's worth noting there was only a handful of jury persons voting. It's a tough question to answer, I'm going to be honest, so I'm somewhat in the middle with it. So do I think it's likely to do well with the televoters? This question is a little easier to answer. Considering the televote in Ireland had Bomby on top, I think the nation will do much better in the televote across Europe and beyond. I know plenty of fans who are loving Doomsday Blue, and I think it will be a striking and memorable performance from Bomby. So with all that said and done, it's now time for my prediction, my verdict. I never thought I'd be answering this question anytime soon, but here we go. Do I think Ireland can win? I'm going to have to say, maybe. I say it maybe only because I'm not sure how the song will be received by the jury. The first time we watched Doomsday Blue at the Late Late Eurovision special, I remember thinking, this has potential to win the whole thing. But as you know well, my friends, the field becomes saturated as more and more countries select their entry, so the initial feelings can become diluted over time. But I'm sticking with my initial feelings and hoping that Bomby does amazing at the contest. Ireland have of course won 7 times and are level with the host nation Sweden. What a joy it would be for the nation should Ireland pick up an 8th win. As Michael Keeley says,
my lasting memory should be standing on the open top bus with Bambie Thug as we make our way from Dublin Airport into the city centre.
whatever the outcome, Bambie Thug has enlivened the hearts and minds of the Irish public and Irish Eurovision fans and is sure to become an even bigger star in the months and years ahead. And we here at Eurovision 365 wish them the very best of luck. So that's what I think, but over to you now. Some of you have already been answering my question and my call to action, such as Henrik, who says, Ireland winning Eurovision 2024? Not really. At this moment, they are in danger of not qualifying. But Sean had a different view, speaking about the version that Bomby performed at the Late Late Show on the 19th of April. Sean says, if they perform the version just released, they could definitely win. He goes on, who would have thought they have a voice as good as Lady Gaga? And Owlbag says, that's the name, Owlbag, love it. And Owlbag says, Bambie Thug will do so well and make us proud. Their voice is amazing and I wish them all the luck of the Irish. But that is just 3 viewpoints. Make sure to drop your own thoughts below and also make sure to stop by next time when I continue on this journey around the top 10 favorites to win Eurovision 2024 and answering the question, Johnny. Thanks so much for watching this time and I will see you next time. Bye bye.